Yeah, my name's Jesse. I was brought into the Street Saviors Loop. Basically what we're doing down here is outreach for the downtown east side's most vulnerable and needy. So anyway, what we're doing is overdose response. And what that looks like is because the paramedics and the fire department are stretched so thin down here with the calls. As you guys know, and as the world or BC knows, there was 912 overdose deaths on the downtown east side in the past year. That's just what they have documented. So basically how this started was Ryan Venna, Street Saviors founder, decided that he wanted to make a difference. He wanted to come here to the downtown east side. He wanted to start helping, and how that looked was he basically got himself an naloxone kit and a cell phone and came down here with a friend, and they started looking for people that they could help, and then that developed into the other co-founder, who's also standing here, and should probably get over here. This is Scott. Scott, come here. This is Scott Darling, who's actually the co-founder of Street Savers, and an organization developed, and it turned into a non-profit. And then all of a sudden we started getting donations, and we started finding people to get into shelter beds that maybe weren't aware of it, and started working with some of the mental health down here as well. Sometimes it's just not about people being drug addicted on the downtown east side. It's people just not knowing better, and because society just tries to forget about them and throws them down here. We find people that are in a lot of desperate situations. Sometimes they're not aware of beds, they're not aware that there's help out there. And what we provide down here to them is whatever we can. So if that entails finding them a warm bed for the night, maybe a detox bed, maybe the options about getting into recovery, maybe they're just hungry and they need a sandwich, and we'll give them a sandwich. And
so it's true, like I was told that now when somebody needs detoxing, you if they want it and they come and ask you, you just pick them up and take them.
Yeah,
right now.
Scott can chime in on that. We've done that, but
yeah. So I mean, like our mission statement is basically crisis intervention in any form possible, however that looks. Sometimes that can. I mean, our main response is overdose and first aid awareness and prevention. But it goes so much beyond that. Crisis intervention can be for some people it can be a sandwich or a warm bed to sleep in. Actually, last time we were out here, we ran into a guy who had no idea that emergency wet weather shelters existed. And we've checked in with him a few times since we got him into an emergency wet weather shelter, and he has been accessing the service regularly. Through that service, he's been connected with outreach, and through that outreach, he now has housing that he's waiting for. So, just the small things that we try to provide, and the monumental things that they can lead to for an individual who, when we found him, he was cold, he was shivering, he had no blanket over him, and he was staying outside in the middle of one of our cold snaps from this year, and from that it's developed into housing, right? We've run into a number of people who congratulate us and are grateful for us being down here and being able to help them in any way possible, and that's really what we're about. We're not here on any agenda other than care and compassion and to help the person who really needs it, right?
On that note, that's where a lot of our volunteers came from too, such as the fella Jeremy. Yeah. Jeremy, we've got Mike as well here. All these fellas came involved with Street Saviors for the idea of just helping people that are like us. Yeah. We've all had our experiences with addiction and alcoholism and suffered, and found a solution on our own journeys and paths. That solution brought all of us being around each other and being in the same network and same area, and they just came in, and that's how we run. We run on love, care, and compassion, and we understand being down here because we've all been through this ourselves, right?
Of course, yeah. So, what do you think the government should, like, your duty, or obviously, like, the biggest thing I find, like, for myself, finding housing was key to me changing my life.
Yeah.
And finding permanent housing where I could still do what I was doing, and then, of course, I slowed down and trickling. That's
get
nothing.
healthier, you get well, yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think that it is why the government can't be doing, like you're doing? You're doing exactly what the government says is impossible.
Yeah.
So what do you suggest?
That's because the government's not down here at ground zero watching what's going on, and it's not their fault. It's a very diverse situation down here, and it takes being down here and seeing it with your own eyes to realize what needs to be done. And so I wouldn't try to pretend to say for a minute that I know what the government should do. all I know is that more people like ourselves, maybe having some the ability to maybe make this their job would be fantastic, because then you got people on the ground that can actually reach people that are vulnerable, that like yourself and you just shared, just need a roof over their head so that they can, you know, maybe get up in the morning and have somewhere to kind of start their day and to have somewhere to call home. And what they're doing down here is these people make their homes on the street, and then the city comes along and takes their entire life, throws it in their truck, and then takes it to the dump. And then that does nothing but, you know, take someone's home and their life and throw it in the garbage. They got to start from zero again. So I guess my only suggestion would be to the government is, you know, help us help these people. You know, help people like us continue to do what we're doing, so that we can maybe, you know, be of service to these people